let's jump straight into a seriously frustrating paradox we are all dealing with right now in software development. You know the drill. We're using these incredibly powerful AI coding assistants, but man, every single time you open a new session, it's like watching a token meter just spin out of control while the AI asks the most basic questions. Seriously, they suffer from a complete and total lack of memory. You close your terminal or you start a fresh chat window, and bam, they've forgotten absolutely everything about who you are and what you are building.
It is so annoying, right? So you've got to ask, why does your AI keep forgetting your stack? As developers, we're basically paying this massive context tax every single time we sit down to code. Just think about your daily routine for a second. You're probably wasting, the first 10 minutes of your morning just re-explaining the exact same foundational facts? You've got to remind it about your architectural choices, exactly why you went with a specific design pattern, and hammer in your team's strict coding standards all over again.
Thousands, literally thousands. That is the sheer volume of tokens, and honestly, what's even worse, the lost minutes of your own actual time, wasted just feeding the AI stuff it should already fundamentally know. You are literally paying for the AI to relearn your project's history every single day.
Section 1. Meet your developer OS. So what if you just didn't pay that context tax anymore? Enter Dectl. It's a completely model-agnostic developer life OS that gives persistent memory, executable workflows, and structured project context to absolutely any AI coding environment you want to use. And here is the truly crucial point. Dectl's main mission is to separate your project's intelligence from that ephemeral AI infrastructure. Think about it. AI models are temporary, right? They come and go, and their memory wipes totally clean. But Dectl ensures your project's identity stays completely persistent and structured. For the pragmatic developers listening, let's break down the core specs. Dectl is written in Rust, which means it's blazing fast with no heavy runtime dependencies. It is 100% local first. We're talking 0 external APIs required to make it run, and absolutely 0 telemetry tracking your moves, which is obviously a massive win for privacy. And that persistent memory? It's powered super efficiently by SQLite. The whole shebang lives right inside your project in a structured .decrack directory, so your codebase and its memory stays entirely under your control.
Section 2. Massive token savings. Now, let's compare the old way with the new way. The outdated method is essentially asking an AI model to manually scan your file trees. It costs a ton of tokens, it's really slow, and honestly, it's pretty inaccurate most of the time. But then you have Dectl. Because it uses an FTS5-powered persistent search engine, you're getting incredibly low token costs, lightning-fast results, and truly surgical context delivery. You aren't forcing the AI to blindly read your whole project, you are just handing it the exact puzzle piece it needs to do the job.
Section 3. Zero vendor lock-in.
Now, if you are worried about getting trapped in a specific ecosystem, which is totally fair in the Wild West of AI right now, don't be. Your context is completely model agnostic here. Why? Because Dectl stores your project's identity, your decisions, and your state tracking entirely in open formats. It uses simple Markdown for your project identity, JSON for state tracking, and SQLite for that persistent memory we talked about. Because it completely avoids any proprietary black box formats, you can use Claude Code today, switch over to the Gemini CLI tomorrow, or even run local models entirely offline using a llama. Any new AI tool can inherit months of deep, complex project knowledge in literally 30 seconds.
And that brings us to the core philosophy deriving this whole tool. Quote, you own your context. You aren't rented to a provider. End quote. You retain absolute sovereignty over your code, your architectural decisions, and your project's entire history. Period.
Section 4. The anchor moment workflow. Okay, let's ground all this awesome architecture into what it actually looks like in your daily routine. Your day with Dectl follows this really perfect logical loop. First, the start. You just run Dectl project context. Boom. This instantly gives your AI a compact summary of exactly where you left off yesterday. 0 explanations needed. Next, the work. You execute standardized workflows to make sure your code always hits your project standards. And finally, the finish. When you're wrapping up for the day, you just run one simple command, Dectl session end. That automatically syncs your progress with Git, grabs any uncaptured decisions and tosses them into your persistent memory, and generates a really nice, structured summary for your future self. It really all comes down to a super straightforward manifesto. 0 config, no cloud, total memory. It's a robust, entirely local-first system that makes absolutely sure you stop wasting your time explaining your code and finally get back to actually building it.
So, here is the ultimate takeaway. Are you ready to stop explaining your code and actually take back control of your context? Seriously, the days of paying that ridiculous AI context tax are over. By separating your project's real intelligence from that fleeting AI infrastructure, you're going to save tokens, save a ton of time, and maintain total control. In our upcoming explainers, we're going to dive deep into the persistent memory system, the specialized agents, and spec-driven development. So, are you ready to end the amnesia? Install Dectl today and absolutely transform the way you build software.